Ferrari has just made a decision so shocking, so unexpected, that even Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc have been left speechless. Not disappointed, not surprised, speechless. Because what was supposed to be their big comeback plan, the ambitious power unit for 2026 that would finally bring Ferrari back to the top, might already be collapsing before it ever reaches the track. Inside Maranello, tension is rising, engineers are scrambling, and the mood, it's anything but optimistic. For months, fans and rivals alike believed that Ferrari was cooking up something special behind closed doors, a revolutionary engine that could challenge Mercedes and Red Bull when the new hybrid era begins. But now, that belief is evaporating fast. According to multiple sources close to the team, Ferrari's latest decision regarding its 2026 power unit has stunned even its own drivers. Technical insiders claim that the Scuderia has taken a risky new direction in its development strategy, one that prioritizes energy efficiency over outright power. And while that may sound smart on paper, early results suggest it's not delivering, not even close. Ferrari's internal simulations reportedly show a shortfall in electric output compared to Mercedes. The weight balance is off, the cooling system is causing headaches, and worst of all, the integration between the combustion engine and the hybrid components is proving far more complex than expected. With the MGU-H scrapped for 2026 and a 50-50 split between electric and combustion power now mandatory, this is no small issue. It's a potential disaster. Now imagine being Lewis Hamilton. You've left the team that gave you 6 world titles in the turbo hybrid era because you believed Ferrari had something better coming. You bought into the vision. You bet on the future. And now, that future might already be slipping away before it even begins. Sources inside the paddock say Hamilton has remained professional in public, but behind closed doors, he's growing increasingly anxious. This wasn't the deal he signed up for. As for Charles Leclerc, he's been here before. He's heard the promises. He's watched projects fall apart, but this was supposed to be different. This was supposed to be the moment he finally had the car to match his talent. But with this engine decision, Ferrari may have just taken a massive step backwards. And Leclerc knows that in Formula 1, time is a luxury you can't afford to waste. The reaction within the team has been mixed. Some believe there's still time to turn things around. Others are quietly panicking, especially with Mercedes already rumored to have a far more advanced unit. And Red Bull, they're working hand in hand with Ford on the electrical side, gaining momentum with every test. Meanwhile, Ferrari is stuck answering uncomfortable questions and providing very few reassuring answers. Let's be clear, this isn't just about engine performance. It's about credibility. It's about Ferrari's ability to deliver on the bold claims they made when they signed Hamilton and extended Leclerc. This power unit was supposed to be a symbol of Ferrari's future. Instead, it's becoming a symbol of doubt. And if that doubt spreads, if Hamilton and Leclerc start to question whether Ferrari can really fight for titles in 2026, this team could face consequences far beyond a few bad lap times. We're talking about broken trust, about lost momentum, about a potential collapse of a driver lineup that was supposed to define the next era of Ferrari dominance. So stay with us, because what comes next will be crucial. Can Ferrari recover from this shocking decision? Can they rebuild Hamilton and Leclerc's confidence before it's too late? Or has this one misstep already planted the seeds of another Ferrari failure? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't go anywhere. Because what's happening now inside Maranello may not just determine the fate of their 2026 campaign, it may determine the future of Ferrari itself. There's silence in the Ferrari garage, but not the kind that comes with calm. It's the kind that follows disbelief, because Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc have just been hit with something they never expected. Ferrari's latest decision about the 2026 engine has left them stunned. Not confused, not angry, just speechless. The kind of silence that comes when everything you believed in is suddenly cast into doubt. For months, both drivers had placed their faith in the future. Hamilton had made the most dramatic move of his career, walking away from the team that made him a legend. Not for comfort or sentiment, but for a mission. A mission built around Ferrari's supposed next-generation power unit for 2026, the promised crown jewel, the thing that would finally dethrone Red Bull and Mercedes. Leclerc, too, had recommitted to the cause. He stayed through the storms of strategic disasters and mechanical failures because he believed the corner was about to be turned. Because everything, and from management reshuffles to simulator overhauls, pointed to a bold reinvention, and at the heart of that reinvention was the 2026 engine, until now, because in a quiet meeting behind closed doors, key decisions have been made, and they've triggered a storm. According to insiders, Ferrari has opted to delay the introduction of several advanced hybrid technologies they had originally planned for the new era. Why? Because internal testing revealed serious flaws in reliability, thermal performance, and efficiency when pushed to full race simulation conditions. The engineers sounded the alarm, and management responded by playing it safe. But playing it safe in Formula One rarely wins you championships. The decision has shattered the optimism within the driver camp. Hamilton, methodical, forward-looking, obsessed with long-term gains, had invested in the vision of Ferrari becoming a tech powerhouse once more. The kind of team that builds not just fast cars, but future-proof ones. He was promised innovation. What he's seeing now feels like hesitation. Sources close to the team claim Hamilton left a recent technical briefing visibly frustrated. The data wasn't convincing, the development timeline had slipped, and there was no clear leadership alignment on what trade-offs should be made between short-term drivability and long-term gains. For a driver in the twilight of his career, every month counts, and this decision, it signals that Ferrari may no longer be operating with the urgency his ambition requires. Leclerc's reaction, however, has been even more emotional. Unlike Hamilton, who arrived as a mercenary with a mission, Leclerc is the heart and soul of Ferrari's recent history. He's given them loyalty, patience, and passion, but he's also endured failure after failure, and this latest turn of events feels like a betrayal of everything he's been promised. Insiders say he didn't speak much after hearing the news, but those around him saw it clearly. This wasn't shock. This was resignation, the kind you feel when a dream begins to die quietly. What makes the situation worse is that the rest of the grid isn't waiting around. Mercedes is said to have locked in a final prototype already delivering high efficiency under the new fuel regulations. Red Bull Powertrains, with Ford's full electrical expertise, is accelerating development. Their latest testbed is reportedly outperforming expectations on energy deployment. Even Audi, a newcomer, was showing rapid progress with their battery cooling systems and ERS mapping. Ferrari, on the other hand, seems paralyzed. The technical department is caught between conflicting strategies. Some want to push boundaries. Others want to avoid 2014 level embarrassment when the last major engine change left them exposed. The result? Compromise. And compromise is the one thing a team can't afford in a regulation reset of this scale. Internally, the atmosphere is becoming poisonous. Fred Vasseur is caught in the middle, trying to hold the structure together, reassure his star drivers, and simultaneously calm a boardroom that's starting to ask tough questions. The Italian press has already begun to circle like sharks, fueling speculation and demanding accountability. And while Vasseur insists Ferrari is simply being prudent, those within the team are starting to whisper a different word: scared. The gravity of this decision goes far beyond engineering. It's about momentum, about faith, about perception. Hamilton and Leclerc weren't just counting on horsepower, they were counting on belief. The belief that Ferrari could rise again, that the years of chaos were over. But if Ferrari is now walking back on its most ambitious promise, the very foundation of their new era, then what is there left to believe in? And here lies the danger. When belief dies inside a team, performance soon follows. If Hamilton no longer trusts the project, he'll stop giving the 110% that makes him dangerous. If Leclerc begins looking elsewhere, morale within Maranello will collapse. The entire structure, the whole Hamilton-Leclerc-Vasseur dream, could unravel before the new era even begins. And it all started with one shocking decision. Let us know what you think. Has Ferrari already blown its biggest opportunity in decades? Are Hamilton and Leclerc right to feel betrayed? Or is this just a minor bump on the road to greatness? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the very end, because this story is far from over. And what happens next could change everything.